Did you know that nearly two-thirds of adults report having experienced at least one form of toxic behavior from a family member? This staggering statistic highlights a pervasive issue that often remains hidden behind closed doors. Toxic family dynamics can have a profound impact on our lives, affecting our mental, emotional, and even physical well-being. It's crucial to understand this issue, recognize the signs, and learn how to navigate these challenging relationships. Ignoring the problem only perpetuates the cycle of pain and dysfunction. In this essay, we will delve into the complexities of toxic family relationships, exploring the signs, causes, and potential solutions. Toxic family dynamics go beyond typical disagreements or occasional arguments. They involve consistent patterns of behavior that are emotionally damaging, disrespectful, and manipulative. These behaviors create a hostile and unhealthy environment for family members. It's essential to differentiate between normal family conflicts and truly toxic behavior. Healthy families can disagree and argue while still maintaining mutual respect and love. In contrast, toxic family relationships are characterized by a lack of empathy, constant criticism, and attempts to control or undermine others. Recognizing these distinctions is the first step in addressing the issue. The emotional and psychological consequences of toxic family relationships can be severe and long-lasting. Individuals who grow up in these environments often struggle with low self-esteem, anxiety, depression, and difficulty forming healthy relationships. The constant negativity and emotional abuse can erode a person's sense of self-worth and create a deep-seated belief that they are unworthy of love and respect. They may also develop coping mechanisms that are detrimental in the long run, such as people-pleasing, substance abuse, or isolation. It's essential to acknowledge the profound impact these experiences can have on an individual's overall well-being. Identifying toxic behavior within a family can be challenging, especially if these patterns have been normalized over time. However, there are some common red flags that can indicate a toxic dynamic. These may include constant criticism and negativity, controlling behavior, gaslighting, manipulation, lack of boundaries, and a refusal to take responsibility for their actions. Other signs may include excessive jealousy, competition between family members, and the use of guilt or obligation to control others. If you find yourself consistently feeling drained, anxious, or belittled after interactions with certain family members, it's crucial to pay attention to these warning signs. The roots of toxicity in family dynamics often stem from deeply ingrained patterns of behavior passed down through generations. Unresolved trauma, mental health issues, substance abuse, and unhealthy communication styles can all contribute to the development of these destructive patterns. These behaviors can create a cycle that is difficult to break, as each generation may unknowingly perpetuate the same harmful actions and attitudes. It's important to note that understanding the root causes is not about excusing the behavior, but rather about gaining a deeper understanding of the complexities involved. By recognizing these patterns, we can begin to address and heal the underlying issues. Sometimes individuals who engage in toxic behavior are unaware of the harm they are causing. They may believe their actions are normal or justified, having never been exposed to healthier ways of interacting. They may have learned these behaviors from their own parents or caregivers and continue the cycle unconsciously. This lack of awareness can make it challenging to recognize the need for change. In other cases, individuals may be aware of their behavior but lack the self-awareness or willingness to change. They might feel trapped by their own habits or fear the vulnerability that comes with seeking help. Understanding these nuances is crucial for fostering empathy and creating a path towards healthier family dynamics. To illustrate the transformative power of setting boundaries with toxic family members, let's consider the story of Sarah. Sarah's journey is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the importance of self-care. Growing up, Sarah endured constant criticism and emotional manipulation from her mother. Her childhood was marked by a lack of emotional support and an overwhelming sense of inadequacy. Her mother's need for control and validation left Sarah feeling suffocated and unworthy. The emotional toll was immense, affecting her mental health and self-perception. Despite trying to please her mother, Sarah was met with disapproval and judgment. Every attempt to gain her mother's approval seemed to backfire, leaving her more distressed. This toxic dynamic continued into adulthood, impacting Sarah's self-esteem and relationships. She found it difficult to trust others and often felt unworthy of love and respect. Finally, after years of therapy and self-reflection, Sarah decided to establish firm boundaries with her mother. She realized that her well-being had to come first, even if it meant making difficult choices. This was not an easy decision. It involved limiting contact, which was a significant shift from their previous interactions, refusing to engage in arguments and learning to say no without feeling guilty. Sarah had to unlearn years of conditioned responses, and prioritizing her own well-being, she began to explore activities that brought her joy and peace, such as meditation and nature walks. While her mother initially resisted these changes, Sarah stood her ground. She remained firm in her decision despite the emotional backlash. Over time, Sarah began to experience a sense of freedom and peace she had never known before. The weight of her mother's expectations lifted, allowing her to breathe easier. The decision to distance herself from her mother's toxicity allowed Sarah to heal old wounds and build a healthier, happier life. She found new strength in her independence and a renewed sense of self-worth. Deciding whether or not to cut ties with a toxic family member is a deeply personal and often painful one. It involves weighing the emotional costs and benefits and considering the long-term impact on your mental health and overall well-being. This decision is not one to be taken lightly, as it can have far-reaching consequences for both you and your family. There is no right or wrong answer, as each situation is unique. What works for one person may not work for another. It's essential to evaluate your own circumstances and feelings, and to seek advice from trusted friends, therapists, or counselors if needed. However, if attempts to address the toxic behavior have been unsuccessful and the relationship continues to have a detrimental impact on your well-being, creating distance may be necessary. This can be a difficult step, but sometimes it's the only way to protect yourself from ongoing harm. It's important to remember that cutting ties doesn't have to be absolute or permanent. Relationships can evolve, and sometimes, with time and effort, they can be repaired. But for now, focusing on your own needs is crucial. It's about prioritizing your own mental and emotional health, engaging in self-care activities, seeking support from friends and professionals, and finding joy in solo pursuits can help you heal and regain your strength. Sometimes, limiting contact or setting firm boundaries can be more effective than a complete separation. Clear communication about your needs and limits can help manage the relationship in a healthier way. Ultimately, the decision should be based on what is best for your own well-being. Trust yourself to make the right choice, and remember that it's okay to put yourself first. If you have made the difficult decision to distance yourself from toxic family members, it's crucial to prioritize self-care and healing. This may involve seeking therapy, engaging in activities that bring you joy, surrounding yourself with supportive people, and practicing self-compassion. Remember that healing from the wounds of toxic relationships takes time and effort. Be patient with yourself and allow yourself to grieve the loss of the relationship you hoped for. It's also important to challenge any negative self-beliefs or feelings of guilt that may arise. Remind yourself that you deserve to be treated with respect and that you are not responsible for other people's choices. Dealing with toxic family dynamics can be incredibly isolating. Remember that you are not alone. Many resources and support systems are available to help you navigate these challenges. Consider reaching out to a therapist, joining a support group, or confiding in trusted friends or family members. Sharing your experiences and seeking guidance from others who understand can provide invaluable support and validation. Remember that you have the right to set boundaries and protect your well-being. By prioritizing your own needs and seeking support, you can break free from the cycle of toxicity and create a healthier, happier life for yourself.